Hello, 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 and hello. I'm hoping that you are today. What the noises? Yeah. So here I am. Take me as I am. In 1 second to make some stuff. So yes, I'm back. So what's going on? You all talk to me. I have a few, and I know you all have questions and answers. You know, y'all be blowing me up with all these questions in my life. So today I want to come on here just to answer some questions. Some question. Hey, Red Robin, how you doing? Afreen, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Miranda. My day is going pretty good. My day is going pretty good. I'm just chilling. My baby is sleeping on the couch. So I figured let me use this time instead of going later because my baby is sleeping on the couch. Hope I'm sure she'll wake up in a few minutes when she see I'm going. You've been waiting on this, Tanisha? Oh, okay, good, good. Hi. So I'm guessing that you have questions. So listen, I'm here to answer your questions to the best that I can. Now I can't, you know, probably give you the answers that the average person will give you. So I think a different way. So feel free to ask me your question. Hey, Wynette, how you doing? How you doing? Greetings, everyone. Yeah, feel free to to ask me your questions, and as I attempt, if I can answer them, I would answer them for you. So where you are coming in from? I'm still working on my podcast because I want people to start calling in and talk one on one. You know what I'm saying? So that it'll be a lot better conversations. Hey, lovely. Hey, Peachy. So that's my next step. Is my what do you call it? My podcast. All right, Delaware in the house. Okay, peace. A goddess. Peace. Houston. Okay, Houston in the house. So, my question: I've been married to a man for 36 years, but he's not affectionate, and I've always tell him what I want, but don't get it. Okay, okay. In the UK, Florida. Hey, Lisa. Um, the thing about being affectionate is that everybody's not going to be affectionate. And just because you want it and they're not giving it to you doesn't mean that they don't love you, right? Because I think a lot of times people love differently. People love differently. You gotta be honest with yourself and see what ways is he loving you in? What ways is he loving you in? Everybody is not gonna be affectionate, but it doesn't mean maybe they was raised that way. Maybe he's embedded in their own energy that way. Maybe that's how their mom and the dad show them love. You know, everybody is not affectionate, and it doesn't mean. But you have it's up to you to find the ways that that person loves you, and that person shows you that he or she loves you. Because the truth is, after all these years, I'm sure if that's your only complaint, I'm sure that man loves you. Hey, snowflakes, seriously, I swear, I'm sure that man loves you. But we have to look at people's love language ain't the same. If your love language is affection, that means you show affection. You know what I mean? If your love language is affection, you show affection. But he will love you the way how he speaks, which is the way how he do it. And that's what you gotta trust. I think we are breaking up a lot of relationships because the person that we are with, is not um affectionate. They ain't got to be. But what are they? Focus on what they are. I'm sure they're probably still kind. I'm probably still loving. I'm probably still protect you and provide for you. I'm probably all these things happening. So we have to understand. Nelsia, you're asking me questions. This is not about asking me. It's about asking me questions about relationship. This is not about my relationship, my life. This is general questions. He shows me love by working hard, but I need him to spend time with me. Well, sometimes, you get the man who needs to pay the bills and work hard. Sometimes you have to understand. I think relationship is most understanding. It's understanding. Because some men ain't got the type of job that they can spend all day with you. You know, a lot of times, right? The men that women cheat with are the men who ain't got no job. Heavy is a man who ain't got no job. Is a man who just ain't doing a damn. They have all the extra time. They could stare around and text all day and cheat all day. Some men are just busy doing their thing. See what I'm saying? Some men are just busy doing their thing, busy. But if he works hard and he works hard for you, make sure the bills are paid, make sure you are taken care of, make sure you are safe. Man, listen, that's love. A lot of times that's love. That's obligation and that's love. And if a man shows you he's obligated to make sure that you are straight, affection sometimes men don't have it. Affection, men don't have it all the time. Just sometimes. See what I'm saying? So some break. That it just ain't okay. That was similar to your question. To your podcast on healing today. It was thank you, Stacy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, I speak much about healing because I realize that it's something that we all need. You know, it's something that we all have to understand is about healing. Because I think we have something about being sick. You know what I mean? Kirk, I know everyone says silence is the best answer. Recently, my silence is completely broken. I don't want to stay silent anymore, especially with the treatment from my kids. Dad, what's best approach? Silence is not always the best answer. Silence only work with somebody who don't understand your words at all. Silence work best with someone who don't understand your words. But if a lot of times if somebody don't understand your silence, they won't understand your words either. If somebody do not understand your silence, they don't really understand you. So no matter what you say, no matter what you say, is not especially if you are the person who is saying so often and so much. If your silence don't work, and that's different. That's a whole. That's a little different. But sometimes you can speak your mind, and when you speak your mind, you tell them exactly what. Tell them in a way that is not based on emotions, right? Because when you speak, especially when you speak to a man, don't let it be about your feelings. Let it be about facts. Tell them exactly what you want to tell them. Don't especially when it comes to these serious stuff. Don't go into how you make me feel and I feel and I feel. Speak the facts. He'll understand more of the facts than your feelings because sometimes your feeling is it's just about you. You know what I mean? So um speak, but speak from facts. Don't especially if you're not are you still with that guy? Afreen, are you still with that guy? You say your kid's dad, so I'm guessing that you're not with him anymore. Can give it easily to. They don't have it for you, but can give it easily to another. You mention. So if a man don't have affection for you and giving it to another person, then that means he has the ability to be affectionate. He's just not giving it to you because you're not the one that he wants. So that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different ball game. If a man has the ability and the capacity to be affectionate, but he give it to someone but not to you, then that's the one that he wants, the one that he gives it to. So that's a little different. Some men just ain't affectionate, period. But if he's taking an affection and giving it to someone else, then you have to remove yourself. Maybe he's just used to you. Maybe, let me ask you a question. Are you that person? Let's be honest. Sometimes, the way how you treat a man and the way how you speak to a man or a woman, period, or anybody, but the way how you approach them, the way how you nag them, they don't feel like they want to give you affection because a lot of times you're not that person that they want to come to. So sometimes you got to see both angles, both sides. I think the best way to understand relationship is to see it from both sides. Seen it from both sides, from both angles. You have to see what you are contributing. Now, if you say that I am approachable, I am loving, and I am understanding, and he still don't come to me with that, then something about you have to remove yourself. And that's just facts. Especially if he's able to give it to someone else. This is something that we have to understand. What are your teachings on sex and spirituality? Do you consider it sacred, or do you feel it's more of a casual monogamy, isn't natural kind of belief? I believe sex is very sacred. I believe sex is very. I think sex is the strongest form of connection. Not connection as in It can make people connected, but it is a form of connection and creation. I think I think sex is your creative frequency, because if you can create a life, somebody with a heart and lungs, if you can create a life with sex, then sex must be one of the strongest thing. And I think it can be used as a tool. It can be used to manipulate, because once you get sucked up into the thing, it tears everything apart. But it needs to have a balance. I don't think sex should happen casually. I don't think sex should be a casual thing, because you're sharing too much souls. You download so much, you download in too much soul and energy from someone else. Because when you sleep with somebody, you are transferring karma, not just your karma, ancestral karma from your ancestors from years and years ago. Through you, them things are shared, and we have to understand, if we want to keep in control with our lives, the less interaction that we have is the more authentic we can be. You see what I'm saying? The less interaction, physical interaction that we will have is the more authentic we'll be. Because every time you share and share and share, you don't recognize yourself more and more and more. So we have to be careful when it comes to sex. We have. I would say sex is not that. I don't do. When I was younger, casual sex was my thing. You know what I mean? Hey, you. When I was young, casual sex was my thing because I didn't understand it. But as I get older, I realized I was effed up, screwed up, confused. I needed to be touched and this, because I get touched so many times that without me being touched, I was going crazy. So yeah, sex is not a casual thing. Sex should be monitored very closely. I have been dating a guy for 7 months. He doesn't like to go on date and enjoy being home all the time. I asked why, but he never gave a reply. Should I just move on? If you are dating somebody, the thing about relationship is, if you're not getting what you want, don't do it. If you're not getting what you want and they're getting what they want, but you're not getting what you want, that's the whole point of it. The whole point is for both people to get what they want. Now, if you're dating somebody and they never take you out, they never want to go out, no, that's a bad. Listen, can you go for the next 10 years like that? Not going out, not going on trips, not going on vacation? Probably not. You're probably going to hurt yourself, right? So you have to see, what can I put up with? Can I actually carry this through? If that man never changes who he is, if that woman never changes who she is, can I keep this? Can I keep this momentum? Can I keep being here? Probably not. Because after a couple years, you're gonna want them to change. How come you don't want to go out? By the time it's too late. When you bless somebody with a relationship, it's saying, I like how you are now. Let's go steady. Let's actually be exclusive, right? I like how you are now. So that's blessing somebody from what they are doing. So if you're not getting what you want and they're getting what they want, it's a bad deal. Don't do it. Stop right now. Don't pass go. That would be my answer. I was in a relationship with someone who has too much pride and it just didn't work. I am on a break now without a relationship. I am being careful with past mistakes. Thanks for your tip always. Thank you, Emily. Good, good, good. Hey Beverly, first time joining. I'm listening now to hear you and keep my opinions. Okay, okay. What opinions do you have? I feel the same way. I see it from both angles. Okay. I never get noticed for live. It's transferring soul ties and more. Hey Molly, yeah. Hey Mia, cooking dinner and get catch. Good, good to see you, Mia. Good to see you. Then, what do you feel the reason it's so hard for men to bond? What do you think has cut them off from sacred parts of themselves? And I think there are many different reasons. I don't think it's hard for men to bond. I think it's just so many options, and it is being made so easy to swipe left and swipe right. I go on Facebook, man. I go on social media, and everybody's naked, and men are driven by their visuals. Everybody's half naked. Everybody's twerking. Everybody ass just moving all the time. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it's very hard, and it's hard for men to bond. It's so easy now for the man to get what he wants. A man looks good, he get whatever he wants. A man makes a lot of money, he gets whatever he wants. So it's like everybody is desperate. Everybody is just out there, just horny. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not blaming the woman, but I'm saying, like, Lord Jesus, it's so many options, and it's the illusion of having all the options. It's the illusion of having all the options. We think we have so much options out there because social media gives us so much options. There are all these women, all these men, so we get confused. Well, I'm not going to settle with this one because there are all these other women, and I think that's the confusion part. And I think we both are failing that way, men and women. Men, women don't want to settle down because they have options, options, potential options. Men doing the same thing. So I don't think it's hard to bond. I think now at a certain time of our society, people are just out there, scared and picking and scrolling left and scrolling right. And it's social media, man, has done some stuff. I truly agree. Being 46 years because husband passed, having found the one like God wants me to have. Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time. My husband moved out after 26 years, comes to the house daily to work on his cars, and now he wants to come back home. Claim he moved out because of how I was treating him, but it's taste of medicine. Huh. Well, did you treat him bad? I mean, were you harsh to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you listen, a lot of times we don't really see what we are doing to these men and women. I mean, sometimes we don't really see. I think we have gotten in this culture of blaming the men for everything. And I don't think women see their flaws. And I think that's the sad part. I don't think women see what they are doing. I think many times women think that all I have to be is a woman and men should worship my feet. And I think that's the culture that we have in this our society. And I think it's off. It's completely wrong. It is completely wrong. I think a lot of times, I remember, like I said, I remember this lady, was coming at me years and years ago. And she's like, I know you got your stuff. I don't know, you got this and you got that. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want? Well, I asked her, so what do you, this is years ago. I said, what do you bring? What should I expect from you? And she's like, well, I'm a woman. I'm like, and so what are you saying? Well, what do I have to bring? And I'm like, okay, I get it, but no, no, no. I think a lot of times women don't see what they are doing. They're quick to see the men. I think a lot of times also, I think a lot of women think they know what to expect from a man, but they don't know what to give to a man. Honestly, this is not bashing any gender. I don't bash any gender. But a lot of times, a lot of women know what to expect from a man, but they don't know what to give to a man. And I think a lot of men are just tired. To be honest, a lot of men are tired. A lot of men are just had enough. I mean, like, hey, I'm done. But if you can see, relationships is seeing myself through your eyes. And I think this is what we need to understand. The whole point of having this relationship is for us to see each other from each other's eyes. And when we are able to do that and lessen the ego and believe, take what they see that we are given, then we can be honest. But we get defensive and we get angry because we don't want them to see what they see, and then we're like, oh my God. If if we can see each other from our eyes, because the person that you spend most of the times with, the person that you lay with, the person that you spend every day with, they see things that you can't see. Hey, Bryce, they see things that you can't see. And when they tell you what they are seeing, listen. So I'm just saying, be careful, because a lot of times it's not always the men. And I think you all think men are retarded. I think that you all think men are slow. I think you all think men are stupid, but we're not stupid. We have feelings. We have emotions. I think women think that they can just tell a man, "Oh, you can't put up with." This is what I've heard women say: "If a man can't put up with me, or if a man can't put up with my attitude, he's weak." Number one, ain't nobody want to put up with your attitude. Not me. And if you think that's me being weak, then you have the right to think of what do you think. But I don't have to put up with your attitude. A man should be able to handle me. I don't handle adults. Hey Shay, you don't handle adults. I handle, I handle my kids.
Is there something else I can help?
No, I don't handle adults. You're not supposed to handle adults. I think adults are supposed to be grown enough to take care of themselves and know better. I'm not handling you. But it's not because I'm weak. It's because I understand that's fear, that's resistance, that's anger, that's a whole bunch of weakness leaving your body, and you think that's strength. It's not. I'm not. I ain't handling you. Are you crazy? If a man can't handle me, ma'am, you're a grown woman. What do you want somebody to handle you? You're not a pet. This is not a circus. You are not a pet gorilla. I'm saying, man. So it's a refusal of fear to bond, is what you were saying. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think men are in a rush for relationships anymore. Also, I don't think men are in a rush anymore because men don't have the clock like a woman do. Men don't have the clock. Men could have babies until they're 70, 80 years old. A woman can't. Men know at a certain age in their lives, women want them. Men, they ain't rushing. Men ain't they ain't rushing in their 30s, and because other men can't provide. In their 30s, 20s, they can't provide. They can't be that man. Because these days, if a man can't provide, a woman don't even look at him. So the men are just holding out, waiting until they're at a certain age when they are able to provide and stuff. But I don't think it's a fair bond. I think they're just women and men get ready at different times. I think women get ready younger than men. Women, your clock start ticking at 18, 16, your clock is ticking. You gotta get married, you gotta get kids. At 35, if you get kids anymore, 40, it's scary, man. At 40, oh, we ain't got kids yet. But it could be many different reasons though. Miranda, if the milk is free, why buy the car, right? People these days have no morals or values for themselves or others. I agree. Now I've never believed that the woman should just show up. That's what I'm seeing too. These days, I'm seeing people are very entitled, and not just women, men too. Men are doing it now. I don't get it. I was given until I was completely used up. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. When I look at how I took part in this, I let things on too long. Taste, taste of it. Yeah, men display their actions, so um, that's what we as women read on. Yeah, Tamika. Let me see. Market is saturated. Electra. When they try to find to friend me, I'm like, is it possible to be happy not having a baby? My fiance wants to have a child, but I don't want any more children. We both have kids, but I want to focus on a career. How old are you? How old are you guys? How old are you and how old is he? I'm just curious because I think the age makes a difference too. The age makes a difference. Um, Especially, well, if he has kids and he already has kids, I don't know he want more. I don't know why people want more kids. I don't know why people want more kids. I don't get it. I have three, and that was already a lot. Mid 30s and mid 40, and he want more. Well, there's a reason why he want more. But if a man really want kids and his woman don't give him kids, a lot of times he will get the kid. He will get that child. Is it possible to have a marriage with your spouse and be happy? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, but there might be another kid in the picture. Whether you bring it there or not, there might be another kid. Another kid might be coming. So I don't know what to tell you. I believe in a marriage. Sometimes you have to understand what each other need, and if especially with a child. If a man wants to have a child with you, a lot of times you want to feel like you are his wife. You are, especially if you don't have kids together. You want to focus on your career. How is his career? Is it financial? Is it financially strong? Like, can he? You know. Oh, no problem. Is he financially capable? Can he hold Can he hold the whole family down? Can he provide completely for you, the kids, and his kids, and your kids, and you? Is he doing that? Because if he is, I don't know, man. That's That's a personal question because it's hard to answer. Because if a man want kids, if a man want a child with you, a lot of times a man is, especially if he's already married to you, he wants that for a specific reason. He wants to put that bond together. He wants to say he has a family. This is his family. Because a lot of men, I get it. I get it. But understand, he wants to feel like you're out of the family too. So maybe, I don't know. Lisa, I am. When you're dating someone, you must vet each other before marriage so you all know what to expect. That is true. For a minute. You have any kids with him? Just the other day, I was thinking, I was thinking out loud. The first marriage is like a warm up. The second one is the real. Okay, so you don't have them together. Well, that's probably why you want to establish that family feeling with you. Men are different. Men are different. Men are different than women in that state. The man want to establish. He wants to feel like he has a family with you, a bond. Sometimes that child is what gives that bond to bond with his wife. So maybe I get it, but it's just that that's probably what he wants. And maybe if you don't give it to him, then he probably won't stay. I don't know. Who knows? Men are to give the woman the energy, and the woman multiplies it and sends it back. It's reciprocated. Once a man's switch to becoming the receiver, he becomes like a black hole, all consuming. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Emmy. So what's your other questions? What other questions you have? So I know I give these advice. I give you advice that I practice myself. I give you practiced advice. Things that I do, things that I practice myself, things that I study, things that I research, and things that I focus on. So that's the kind of stuff that I give. I ain't the single man giving a married person advice. I practice a certain lifestyle. I practice a certain type of spirituality, a certain type of healing, a certain time of everything. So I only speak on what I do. So don't think I'm out here. I'm one of those dudes giving people advice and all this stuff. I have a very stable family, very stable lifestyle. I've been doing this for quite some time, and yeah, it's just a little different. So, what are the questions that do you guys have, man? I think one of the hardest things, as I wait for your questions, I think one of the hardest things is to maintain a relationships, especially when you are not getting what you want. Am I a Buddhist? No, I don't consider myself anything. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a Christian. I'm not anything really. I'm not Muslim. I'm not anything. I'm just um I believe in you, Speedy. Why you ask if I'm a Buddhist? Why you is it because of these beads? Is it because you see certain things behind me, certain books? Why you ask if I'm a Buddhist? I don't really what do I believe? I believe everything you believe. I'm sure we have the same beliefs. But I don't live my life as with belief. Co-parenting with someone who opposes you at every turn. That's rough. I bet that's rough as hell. I bet that's rough. I don't have that. I have two children's mothers. I don't like to say baby mamas. I got two mothers for my children, and we're very close. And they respect and trust me. So whatever they want, they get, and whatever I want, I get. So I don't have that issue with going. But I don't. I'm so happy that the woman that I choose to procreate with, I have a great relationship with them, and so that my children are very happy and fulfilled in that way. So I don't have that issue at all with baby mama drama. I'm so happy that I didn't. No, even in my bad days, me acting the fool, I still chose well. You hear me? I still did well by my children. I follow a lot of dating coaches, but you are very upfront and straight to the point. I see it comes from. Thank you, why not? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What's the part for a man who wants to heal his sexual energies from a black hole, back to a star that gives energy instead of consuming it? Man, sexual energy. You know, a lot of men and women also, we are blocked. We are blocked based on what we've seen, what we heard, what we think that we should be. We are blocked. Women, you are blocked based, especially in that part of you, that your sexuality. A lot of you are blocked based on what you experience at an early age, your sexual abuse, your physical abuse, your father leaving. And I think a lot of us become black that way. Men watching porn and having these imaginations and all them stuff, we look at sex differently because we are blocked in our sacral chakra. It becomes this, like you said, a black hole. We can never be satisfied. And a part of the sacral chakra for both men and women, if we um for both men and women, if we don't balance that chakra out, we're gonna be blocked for years and years and years to come. You see what I'm saying? So I think a part of that is to unblock ourselves, meaning to unblock our chakras. I think if men take time to learn these type of stuff to unblock their chakras, I had to unblock mine. I personally had to unblock my sacral chakra because my sexual drive was different. My sexual appetite was a little too strong. I desired this because when a man gets a certain type of sex from a certain woman, when a man gets a certain type of sex from a different woman, it's hard for him to go back to the intensity which is less. He needs that same intensity because now that's what his. And so the woman that we meet, the good woman, the kind-hearted, loving woman, she can't keep it with that type of lifestyle, and we don't respect her in that way. So we go from looking for the same intensity, and that don't come more than once. So when a man balances his own sexual experiences, yeah, it does, Miranda. When a man balances his creative energy and his sexual energy, he realizes he don't need all the stuff. All the stuff is just an illusion. Yes, PV. So I believe in the same God that you believe in. It's not the same way that you believe in him or her. I don't believe God is a him, like people say. I don't, but those things I don't like to really discuss on social media or on these platforms. I don't like to discuss those things because people get the wrong idea and people like to debate. And I don't debate when it comes to God and stuff. I'm not that person. So that's why I keep those things kind of private. I keep a lot of things kind of private when it comes to social media. I don't like to say what I believe in specifically because people don't understand. People are closed-minded. A lot of us are closed-minded, so we don't want to really see a different aspect of life because we was already taught that way. So I don't like to interfere with people's belief systems. Do you know what I mean? Um, why would he be? Why would he keep calling if you ask him to stop calling? Mia, is that for me or for someone else? All doctrine can see all connection in all, and therefore can teach all. Miranda said, a spiritual teacher learns all doctrines, can see all connection in all. And yes, 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 yes. Completely yes. My mind, when I first began this journey of enlightenment, I began to seek everywhere. I began to look everywhere because where's the answer? The answer is everywhere in all things. And when you open your mind, you see the answers in the most subtle, smallest, the ants and the birds and the bees and the trees. You see it in all religions. It's in all religions. It's in all beliefs. It's in all mankind. The answer is in the sky, is on the earth, is on the ground, is deep in the ground, is in the stars, is in the planets, is in you, is in me, is in. And when you begin to open your eyes, you begin to make sense of all things. So, I mean, I think that's a very important thing. India said, what advice do you have for a lady who is broken? I will tell you this, you're not broken. Your perception is. There's nobody's broken. Remember, broken crayons color the same as a whole crayon. The broken crayon will color the same as the regular straight from the box. I will tell you straight up, and I know this sounds cliche. I will tell you that there's no such thing as a broken person. You're not broken. Your perception perception might be a little off. You're not seeing clearly, but you're not broken. You are perfectly fine. You can paint your world the same color as you painted it before. So my advice would be to open up your eyes. Stop looking at the same place where broke you. Stop being at the same place, talking to the same people, doing the same thing that caused your confusion. Go somewhere else. Shift. Because I promise you, you're not broken. I once thought I was broken, but you're not broken. You can't be broken. Man can't break you because man couldn't make you. So therefore, man can't break you. A man cannot. When I say man, I mean humankind. They cannot break you. You're unbreakable. Unbreakable. So don't think that you are broken. I think you're just seeing things from one perspective. Learn how to open your mind and look at things from a 360 degree angle, from a 360 degree. Walk around the entire damn thing, see it from all angles. Because when you see, a lot of us think that we are broken because we are so accustomed to looking at things just one way. And the way you look at it is a broken way. Go to the next side. If you look at a 6 and a 9, you might think is a 6, but somebody else on the other side can be like, it's a 9. No, it's a 6. No, it's a 9. Learn to change perspective. You're not broken. You're just messing with people who shares your same thought process. Talk to someone else. Different friends. What is your opinion on the right person at the wrong time? Thank you for clearing your wisdom with us all. And let's see, what is your opinion on the right person at the wrong time? I don't believe in right person, right time, wrong time. I believe that everybody brings something to your life. Everybody brings an understanding. Everybody brings a message. Everybody brings you, and if they bring it to you, they are the right person. If the universe selected them to bring you that message, they have to be the right person. There's no wrong people. There's no, so I don't believe in the right person at the wrong time. I just believe that sometimes people come when you least expect them. Sometimes we are so stuck in certain relationships, in some karmic relationships, and we don't want to leave that person, even though we don't like them, we don't love them, we're not, but we don't want to leave them for someone else because we have certain thoughts, we have certain belief system. It's not wrong or right time, it's just where we're at. And if you be real with yourself, you don't want anybody explanation. But I mean, it's just mean, but you don't want anybody explanation for leaving. But right or wrong person, I don't believe in such. I here, okay. Speedy asked me, what do I believe in? I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is something I believe. I don't believe in right or wrong. Now I know many of you are gonna be confused on that. So you saying that it's right to hurt somebody? No, no, no. I'm saying I don't believe in right or wrong because we don't understand the big picture of bad or good. That's why Christ even told you there's no one that's good. Don't call me good. Don't there's no one that's good. And when you understand that concept, it's not just as simple. So you think that it's good to hurt somebody, you think it's good to cheat on somebody. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you inflict pain on someone, karma is going to get you. The karma from that is going to get you. Of course, you don't want to do that because it makes no sense. You are bringing hurt. You are bringing more bad than good to the world. As we say, we are bringing more. We are planting a seed of that energy, and that's not what the energy that we want to do. But as far as right or wrong person in relationship, I think everybody is right. If you're in the relationship, is right because they got to teach you something. It's something that you need to learn. It's something that you need to figure out. It's something that you got to see in yourself. It's something that needs to come out. And I think that's why everyone is the right person. And when you learn the lesson, when you get the point, when you get the lesson, you do what you have to do. But if you still stay there after you get the message, then that's on you. I hope that makes sense. I tend to attract broken, insecure men. And you attract everything, but you focus on the insecure ones. You can't help who you attract, but you can help who you entertain. You have to ask the question, why do I entertain those ones? Again, nobody is broken. Nobody is broken. And we think men are insecure, but a lot of times they're not. You attract a version of you. You attract your most dominant, a lot of times your most dominant version. If you in you is a whole bunch of fear and insecurity and a bunch of judgment, that's what you're going to attract in your partner. That's why they are drawn to you. Remember, energy goes out, it bounces off of something with similar frequency, and it comes back. That person comes back. Understand that's how it works. Energy goes out from you, which is your vibration. Your frequency goes out. It goes out, it connects to something of similar vibration, and it When it touches that individual or that person or that thing, that person recognizes you because that's you calling them. That person recognizes you. They look at you and they are drawn to you. They come to you. So what you are attracting is you. That's why you notice these people. You are drawing yourself. Understand, if you can learn to switch your perspective, a lot of your issues will be fixed. If you can, the second thing, if you can learn to do what you know instead of doing what you feel, you will be fixed. If you can learn to do what you know that you should do instead of doing what you feel based on your emotions, you will always choose right. But a lot of us, we are only meant to be people that we have a strong feeling for, not that have that not that a person that makes sense in our life, but a person who feels good, a person who feels and feels, and that's why we keep bringing the same crap into our lives. And until we learn that, we're gonna be stuck in the same place every single time. You are focused on a feeling. We attract what we are, so we have to be careful. If all you see that's coming to you is the broken, insecure man, then you must realize I must do something different. And whatever that different thing is, it's up to you to figure it out. You must do something different. I hope that makes sense to you. Got you, Speedy. We are we're no so much blocked as hold on. We are consumed. We need to receive our energy back. We do. We do. What is the gap in that question? Because I don't know what that means. Deeper in that question. How can I find a purpose after the children are grown and gone? D. It's a great question. D say, how can I find a purpose after the children are grown and gone? I have my lady, and one thing that I sell to my lady is whatever you want, you do it. Right now, she's doing her career. I'm retired, and whatever you want. My lady's in the military. Okay, she's in the military. She's in the army. She met me. We met in the military. I was in the army. She was in the army. She's still in the army. And 2 weeks ago, she was supposed to go to this school to jump out of planes. To jump out of planes. Now, I really don't care for that. But she's like, Kirk, what do you think? I said, do you want to do it? She said, I'm afraid, but I said it might be good for your career too. I don't really care for her to do it. She's like, it might be because they're telling me that I should do it. I said, then let's do it. Now, I don't want to be stuck with these kids for 3 weeks straight, combing their hair and all them stuff. I really don't want to do it. But if this is what you want to do, let's do it. I will support you 100. See, my job is not to support you when things only looks good, when things feels good for me, when things no, my job is because you must have a life in the relationship. You must have a life. You must do what you love to do. You must be the person that you want to be so that when you stop being that role, you will still be complete and fulfilled. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, I'll read what you say in a few minutes. You must keep doing what you do. Find what you like doing. Get some hobbies. Go to the gym, work out, open up your mind a little bit. Start to read. And I think many of us, when we start to read, we start to open up those portals of our minds and they begin to be open. And once the mind begins to be open, we begin to start doing things. We start to see things differently and clearly. And I think a lot of things make sense. So I'm saying, man, you have to keep doing. Even when you're in a relationship, that person is supposed to hold you back. That person is supposed to tell you, hey, go be your greatest self. Go be your greatest version. Go fly. Because I want you to be flying when you finish with these damn kids. When these kids are grown, I need you to fly even more. Because I know some of you are gonna be bored and you're gonna be crying and I don't want live your life, man. Live your life. Don't let one role become your entire life. Remember, being a parent is a role. Being a husband or a wife is a role. Being a coworker is a world. I mean, a role. An employee is a role. And I think we are doing these things, and we are making it a personality. We are making this thing a life, and it's not a life. It's just a role. Life is huge. A husband is a role. It's not everything. It's just a small role in a part of this life. But I'm saying this: open up your entire life. Open up your life, because you can't be afraid to fly. So that when them kids gone, if them kids were your life, you're gonna struggle. Don't fear changing beliefs of others. It's what that particular person needs to hear so they can expand their understanding. All cultures are one, just with a different way of telling the same story. You know what, Miranda? Again, Miranda, how old are you, man? Cause you seem so mature. How old are you? You know, I'm older than I am. I'm just curious. How old are you? Cause that right there, that's knowledge right there. That's knowledge. Kirk, when in that phase of seeking, how do I filter through the nonsense? Try to stay with books, but I can't help but wander into YouTube conspiracy theories. you know, there's gonna be a time, there's gonna be a time as we elevate in consciousness or awareness, a part of the evolution or a part of the awakening phase, when your third chakra becomes active, your third chakra, and then energy travels up to your third eye chakra. We are trying to make sense of everything. We are trying to find information. All our life, all our entire purpose in that moment, in that weeks and weeks and weeks of that opening up our throat chakra, all we look at is information. And conspiracies begin to come. And all these ideas of this and that, what this means. And it's just your throat chakra a lot of times being overactive. And as it overact, I mean, as it's overactive, you're gonna think this and think that, seek this information, seek it from here, seek it from there, and you're gonna be disturbed because information is coming in. And based on your other chakras are not completely balanced, your root chakra, who you are not firm in who you are, you are not stable in who you are, your pleasure chakra, your personality, those stuff is not stable yet. So when information comes, you don't know how to process information. You don't know when to just realize, yeah, so what? My thing is when I hear theories, I say, so what? I don't know anything. When I think I know something, everything scares me. When I realize I know nothing, I don't get scared easily. Because okay, so if that happens, and what if this mean if this is true? What difference it makes? So we have to be open. We have to be so open enough to realize that we don't really know anything. And I think when you realize you don't know anything, you're not easily influenced. Like you don't care, even if it's okay. So what do you want me to do? I'm listen. If somebody tell me, "Hey, listen, the world is gonna end in 2 years," hey, what can I do? It can be true. It can be a theory. Well, one of the biggest conspiracy theory was this, especially when you all remember the time COVID stuff, them vaccines and stuff, when everybody was going all around the place about these vaccines and stuff. And I got so much inbox. Kirk, what do you think? Kirk, what do you think? Kirk, what do you think about getting vaccinated? Kirk, what do you think? Because people wanted to see my thoughts. Should they take the vaccine? And this is what I told them. We don't really realize this one thing. How many people on here bless their food before they eat it? Anybody? Bless their food? Anybody say their prayers over some food? You remember you 39? Oh wow. Okay. That's enough respect. Respect. Completely respect for that. A lot of people bless their foods. They say their prayer over their food. But do you know what that signifies? Do you know what that signifies? Do you know what blessing your food really signifies? I don't want you to understand what you are doing when you bless your food. You see, the thing about it is this: you can't control what people are saying outside. And sometimes you don't know if it's true or not. You don't know if it's a lie. You don't know what's going on. But there's a real reason why you bless your food. And I want you to open your minds a little bit just now, as I said it. If you think something is coming in your body to bring you hurt, and if you think something is bad for you, if you think something is going to bring you hurt, if your mind can actually think something is bad for you, don't put it in your body. This is why the Bible tells us if you think something is unclean, don't put it in your body, because it's the thought that messes you up. Because once you have the thought, the cells react from your thoughts. The cells, right, is subjective to your thoughts. So the thoughts is what gives the commands to your cells. Remember, the thought is the command tower. So if you think something is bad for you, don't use it. Don't do it. Don't touch it. Don't taste it. If you think it's unclean, but for the man who thinks it's clean, don't judge them because you don't understand the way how they think. So when the purpose of praying over your food is to understand this will not hurt me. This will nourish my body. And if you think this is going into your body to bring healing, listen, if I give you a rock, I need you all to understand this. I remember that there was a story about this man. He was coming home from school, but his grandfather was completely sick. He was completely sick. He was on his deathbed, and he couldn't get healed. And this boy, this man, got a piece of wood from a tree, and he picked a piece of wood. It's a little piece of wood, and he made up a story to tell his grandfather. The story was, as I was coming home, I met a monk. Oh no, I'm sorry, I met a priest, and the priest had one piece of wood that was was part of the cross of Jesus. It was a piece of the cross of Jesus, what Jesus crucified on, and it was blessed. And if you carry this cross with you, you will be healed. And the man told his grandfather that. And I'm telling you right now, he gave this grandfather this piece of wood. And as the grandfather accepted the wood with the story, the grandfather became healed. He got healed. It's about what you believe that goes into your body that makes you good. You have to learn to cleanse your body using your mind and your beliefs and your thoughts. See, our thoughts and our thoughts are impure. This is why God tell you, or the book told you, think about the things that are pure. Think about that which is kind and lovely, of good report. Don't think about crap. Because whatever you think about crap and crap goes in you, it begin to hurt you. So what am I saying? You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with these things that you put in your body, you put in your mind, because whatever goes in, it does a lot of things. It does a lot of work. If you think something is junk and you keep eating it, it makes your body funny. Oh, this junk food. Well, the body says it's junk. The body says junk is bad. So now when you put it in, your stomach gonna start hurting. You're gonna start gaining weight because your mind is leading you that way. Your mind is very strong. Man, I'm getting old. You're gonna start getting old. You are commanding the cells every single you are commanding these cells. So we gotta be careful. Um, hold on, where was I? So Mia, what I'm saying is this right here. You're gonna see a whole bunch of knowledge and information. But after a certain time, when you get confident in your practices, because it's not about information, it's about your practices. When you start to stand firm in your practices, when you begin to take information and begin to use them, and you begin to use your information, and you begin to practice and rehearse, because it's a practice, then no matter what information that you hear, it doesn't make a difference, because the practices that you do is increasing your life, is elevating your life. But if you just get information without practice, then you don't know which is which. You don't know which is right, which is wrong. You have to test every spirit, test every knowledge, test everything, test every single information, test mine, question me. You hear me? Don't just take information from the books, because sometimes the books are written by people who don't even believe what you believe. What should you trust more, a guy's actions or words? I joked with a guy about his being hobby material when he made me a cake. His response was, he finds commitment hard. Then that's what you trust. That's what you trust. He finds commitments hard. Vanessa, there's a time to trust a man's words and a time to trust his action. If a man says, now check this out. If a man says, I'm not ready for a relationship, however, oh, I am not commitment material, or I find it hard to commit, but yet he shows you and he's there for you and he picks you up and he takes you out, you trust his words. He's telling you he knows what to do, but it's not what he wants. He's telling you He knows what to do because his behavior, his action, his practices, he knows what to do, but it's still not what he wants. So you trust his words. If a man is telling you, listen, I want to be with you, but shows you in his actions that he is lying and cheating and is inconsistent, trust his actions because his words is what he wants to do, but his action is who he is. So you trust words and action in two different scenarios. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense to you. These questions are coming. But did I answer your question though, Mia? I have found the right one after searching a long time. I tend not to break up with men as such. I just move them to a different zone. For example, from lovers to platonic friendship. Is that bad for me? Sometimes you just gotta leave people alone. Just leave them complete. Leave them. Just leave them completely. Sometimes after you mess with somebody in a relationship, leave them alone. You don't have to be friends. That's just your ego trying to hold on to what something that's familiar. You don't have to be friends sometimes. I mean, not saying that it's bad to be friends, but sometimes your partner can't handle it. Sometimes you get caught up in some mess. When you keep drugs around, when you keep drugs around you, and you was a crackhead, and you're not crackhead anymore, you might slip into being a crackhead again. So just be careful. But it's not bad or good. It's just what works for you. Again, I don't believe in bad or good, right or wrong. So that's why I don't give right or wrong answers. Why, when you let a man know you are looking for marriage and something serious, he will agree with the same conditions, but later down the relationship, he wants to be single. That's anybody. That's a lot of people. That's men and women. And that's because he got what he wanted from you. He got the sex, he got the attention, he got the he got the affection, but he doesn't want what you want. So maybe he wanted, but not now. I mean, sooner or later, a man wants to get married and settle down, but sometimes it's not now. And he just showing you he don't want it now. And when he shows you that he don't want it now, trust him, believe him. He knows exactly what he wants. I have learned so much from listening to you. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you so much. We have to look at ourselves. Facts. That's why two toxic people keep coming back to each other. Facts, facts, facts. Um, Anytime you feel fear, then that's the direction you need to go. Let me see. Let me see what I missed. What did I miss? That's why I have joined Kirk's session. I needed a spiritual coach to walk me through my fears. Oh, Mia, I'm here for you. I am here for you. I am here for you. How do you view how you view things is how you will react. Yep. We experience rebirths many times here. Yeah, right. My son went off to college. I was so lost when he left. I did find my hobbies. I don't have to cook or clean much, and my bills have decreased. No more Hollywood showers. And listen, sometimes when you find yourself in doing all these things, all this noise, you can never find yourself there. And sometimes life gives us the opportunity to find ourselves in the quiet, in the non-doing, in the nowheres and the nothings. And I think that's when we have to get used to that idea of we can be still. We ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to do nothing. Listen, trust me when I say this. You have done so much in your youth, and now you don't have to do that much now. It has to switch from an ego to a spiritual mindset. The more you can only recognize yourself in the things, is the more you can't recognize yourself in the quiet. You can't recognize God's voice. So you have to learn that sometimes life will put you in a coma for you to listen. Life will take you off the street for you to listen. Life will make you sick on a bed for weeks. You can't move just for you to listen. Hey, this is where you're at now. Just relax. So we have to learn to just chill. Pocketory for the food. I got you. How I know what I do and how I see the world. A lot of people either don't believe or fear. I help who show signs of seeking understanding. I'm a conduct receiver. Okay, okay. I get you. I understand. I understand. Relax your mind. How you doing? The placebo effects. Yeah. Asian doctrine shows Jesus as a younger age, being in possession of a small staff, essentially a wand. Okay. I don't think I've ever researched that at all. cure my body. I have an AT ablation tomorrow. Are you saying I can cure my body myself? It's your body. In all reality, you command your body. The thing is, what are you commanded while you are? What are you commanding your body now to be sick? Can I tell you a story about me that happened today, yesterday? Can I tell you a little story? I want to tell you a little story. Can I tell you a little story about myself real quick? It's gonna take 2 minutes. It's crazy. Don't judge me though. You command your body. You have to command your body. It is your will. It is your right to command your body. It is your power. It is your. Yesterday, a cold sore came up on my lip. I don't know where it come from. I don't get cold sores. A cold sore come up on my lip, and I can't see it because I took it away. Y'all don't understand. A cold sore came on my lip yesterday, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And when you have that thing, it start to itch, right? And it start to do this, and it start to feel weird, and your lips start to feel weird, and you're like, "What the hell? This come from?" And I realized, hold on, why am I tripping? It's my body. I commanded it to be there, so let me command it to leave. And last night when I was laying on my bed, I didn't. Y'all don't believe me, do you? Y'all don't believe me, right? This morning, it was still there. And then I began to do my thing again. And I felt, and I changed my emotions, and I changed my thoughts, and I changed my feeling. And it thing says, "Mm." So it didn't even have the time to expand. Hey, healer, what's up? How you doing? I bet y'all don't believe me. You can command your body at all times. You can command your body. You is your body. You can command your body. Your body listens to you. When it's sick, it's because it's listening to you. So when it's getting healed, it must listen to you. I'm telling you, it listens to you. It has to listen to you. That's what it does. Let me see if I have a picture. I think I took a picture of my cold sore on my lip. You all don't believe me. That was yesterday. Maybe I did, but I probably deleted it. Yeah. I don't have a picture. Yeah, this if you can't command your body, who can you command? What's the point of having it? It's yours. It's your remember, the mind is the command tower. And whatever you place in the mind is what the body reacts, is how the body reacts, is what the body does. You have to command the body using the mind, but you have to be disciplined and you have to be intentional. One thing about the body and the mind is it both has to be intentional. Commanded it to be there, then what were you feeling worthy of being punished for? A past memory, I'm assuming, or a judgment? So for me, I don't really, I don't have, my memories don't, I think, so, sometimes you drop your frequency. Sometimes, your mind wanders and you welcome things. Because when your mind wanders, you become open and you have to be careful about what you open to. Hey, Saint, I miss you too. Where you been? And sometimes when you open your mind so much, some people, you could receive certain energies. So we got to be careful. I'm a person who's always giving. And I open up myself to give and to give and to give. And sometimes bam, something snaps on me. Something gets me, and but I can get rid of it. But sometimes it's based on how you think, sometimes the way how you feel, and sometimes the body remembers something and brings it back, and you have to tell it, "Hey, I don't want this."